Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is J Christine if this is your first time here. So today we will be going over how I make my everyday budget. So when I make my budget, I normally look at it every 2 weeks in the intervals in which I get paid. It shows me the ripple effect that if I decide to take a trip or do a repair on my car or whatever, have the extra night out with my friends, the ripple effect that it might have the weeks to come, and really see if I can afford it. I don't really like to look at it month to month. I just feel like things change all the time, and your month to month are not going to be the same all the time because you're just going to want to maybe buy a designer item for yourself or go shopping or go on a trip, or just something, life happens, so things are just gonna come up constantly. Just really didn't want to use my situation because I just know everyone's situation vary. So I'm just gonna use a hypothetical situation, but I feel like it's really realistic. But before we get started, I know you're watching and you did not subscribe, so please hit that subscribe button so we can get started. I know you did not hit that subscribe button. Stop playing with me. Just hit that subscribe button so we can get started. Okay, thanks. Now that you hit that bell notification button as well, because I have a lot more videos to post. Oh, comment below. Let me know if you like these type of videos, what type of videos you do like. Let's get started and let me show you how I make my budget. I know there's Microsoft Excel applications and require you to spend extra money. I'm just using Google Drive, and it also has an app that you can download on your phone, so you can access this wherever you are. So you just log into your Gmail account, so this is free. Just create a Gmail account if you don't already have one. Log in, go into Google Drive, and you can have an Excel spreadsheet. So first I want to go over some few assumptions that I made. So this person has 2 jobs. They have a full-time job where they take home about $1,400 every 2 weeks, and they have a part-time job where they make $100 every week, so that's $200 every 2 weeks. And I also put some assumptions. So I'm assuming that they commute to work and they have to pay gas. So when you see gas, I'm not talking about the gas for your home. I'm speaking about the gas in your car. So that's about $40 every week. And they go to the market. That's also $40 every week. Let me zoom in so you guys can see better. They save $100 every 2 weeks. Their rent costs $1,000. They have one student loan payment that they pay $400 on, and they have another student loan payment that they pay $100 on. They're due at different times. They have a credit card that they have 2 credit cards, and they pay $200 on each of them, and that's above the minimum. And let's say credit card 2, they owe $1,000. We'll make that assumption. And then they are in a gym, so their gym membership is $20 a month. And then they have a cell phone bill that is $70. They also have a car payment that is around $200 a month. Their car insurance is $110 a month, and they pay about $200 in utilities. So these are just hypothetical numbers, so apply to you. Please feel free to adjust and add more. Maybe you have hospital bills, so you can definitely put hospital, if I can spell, bills. Whatever applies to you. Maybe you have childcare that you maybe you have some child care in here that you have to account for. So whatever it is that applies to you, make sure you put it. So the way I have this formula set up, it's add in the first 2 lines of your income and subtracting all your deductions. So this is what I have listed. You can put whatever you want and change it around because everyone has different due dates in which things are due. And then it's also adding up these 2 lines. So maybe someone owes you money. Maybe you're receiving alimony, child support. Your parents give you a stipend. Or maybe you're just I get no extra money. I do it all on my own. So you could take out these 2 additions that are added at the bottom. It's just something I put there. just in case. You never know. Maybe you bought something at a store and you're expecting a return, like, oh yeah, I tried this on, I know I don't want this, so I know in like 2 weeks I'm gonna, or whatever have it, I know I'm gonna return this, in a week I'll have like an extra 200. It's just the extra line if you do have like income that you can account for that's not in your account at the exact moment. And the amount that I took into account was assuming that your taxes come out your paycheck automatically, and you have like, you contribute to your health care. So if you're separate from that, if you don't have taxes taken out and you do things separately, or you have to pay for health insurance separately, you can definitely add a line for those deductions as well. So this person, the 2 weeks, so this is between January 31st and February 14th, they received $1,400 from their full-time job, $200 from their part-time, and with all their deductions, they're actually going to be short $450. So assuming that they have a savings account, I put that they can take $500 from their savings to make up for that cost. But you could probably say, no, I don't have a savings account. I have nothing in my savings. I can't take that. So you're going to have to cut back somewhere if this like applies to you. I put miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is after all your bills are spent. Maybe you want to go out to eat, go to a liquor store, get something to drink, or whatever. Get your nails done, get your hair done. Go to Walgreens, go to CVS, get anything. That I put in miscellaneous. And for this person, for 2 weeks, so that's $50 a week you have in miscellaneous, I put $100, but maybe they're like, no, I need nothing else. But you can see that it's still not working for them. Maybe they're like, I'm not going to save this week, or I don't know where they can come back. Their credit card payment, probably the minimum on their credit card is $25, maybe $50. So they're saying, I'm actually this month, I'm actually only able to pay the minimum on that card. So then they're still short $75. So like, okay, what can I do? Where can I get the $75? I know Martin Luther King holiday just passed, so maybe they worked extra hours and they received time and a half from their job. So they're actually going to get $300 instead of $200. So whatever have it. So that actually worked out for them, and they actually have an additional $25 in their account. You go on the following weeks. I added a Valentine's Day expense. Maybe they want to get someone a Valentine's Day gift, or they're going out to dinner and they're going to spend a little extra on Valentine's Day, and that will be $100. And their miscellaneous also went up to $200. I can update this to $200 as well. So that's like $100 a week on miscellaneous. And it's tax return time. So let's say they're getting $600 back in tax return, and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, think life is good. And their friend reaches out to them and says, let's go on a trip. We want to go to, I don't know, Jamaica. And they're like, yeah, I got it, let me go. I could go on this trip to Jamaica. How much is that going to cost? $1,000. No problem, it's in my account. And I don't know if you saw that. Yes, that person, after they received their tax return, they had $1,235. As soon as they're paying for this trip, their account's still good, right? The following pay period, their account actually goes negative because of that trip. And this is what I was speaking about earlier when I talk about ripple effects. Sometimes you think like, oh, I have it, no problem, but you don't really see the ripple effects in things. So this person now, the following pay period, their account is negative $285. So they're like, oh, what can I do? Okay, back to this credit card. I'm going to pay the minimum again. Maybe miscellaneous. I won't spend that. Like, I'm just going to be strict with myself besides my expenses, because I really want to go on this trip. This is all I'm going to pay for. And let's assume that this trip is in June. So this person goes on. Everything's still good. Their account goes negative again. And it looks like their account goes negative every time they do have to pay rent. This rent is a big expense. So go back to their credit card. Maybe they can only pay $25, the minimum payment on their card. Okay. They continue to go on. Account gets low again. Now it's low, $205. And what happens is they were like, and some people, your landlord might take a check 5 days late, so you can just wait until the 5th to pay them. Some people you might not be able to, so you have to pay them like a little bit sooner with this money. And you're just like, oh, what am I gonna do? But you know you've been saving now, so you're just like, I'm just gonna take this from my savings account, so you're good again. And you're going on this trip now. When you go on a trip, you're gonna need spending money. So let's say you went to Jamaica all inclusive. So let's say you're just like, okay, I'll just bring $300. You cannot afford this. But I don't know if your state does this, but I know my state does. Let's say you get a state tax return. So maybe this person's state return is gonna be $300, but people might not have a state return. So when they're looking, they actually don't need to take that from their savings account anymore. But right here, they're gonna be low. And let's say also they're like, oh, I really want some clothes for this trip, so they go shopping and they spend $200 on clothes. At the moment, it looks like they have it, but once they actually go on the trip, their account go negative. Girl, you still got to pay rent. But it is the 3rd. The next pay period is July 3rd. So their landlord might be able to take the rent a few days late. So let's say they move this over to July 3rd. So they're good for that time period. And then they realize their account goes negative $75, so they're just saying, oh, I'm actually gonna only spend $100 in miscellaneous. But let's say you want your hair done for the trip, if I could spell, your hair done, and that's $100, and you think you got it at the moment, but you know everything has a ripple effect, so later on you're just like short $75. It's gonna back to credit card. Let's only pay credit card minimum payment and you're okay. But I did earlier say that I did put under the assumption that they only owe credit card number 2 $1,000. So let's see if they already paid it off. And I'm assuming it's $1,000 including all the interest that was built up. So 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. So there should no longer be credit card number 2 payments in here, and I have one right here, so I can take this out, assuming that it's paid. Okay, and I believe that's all of credit card number 2. So you were able to make this trip happen. You had a blast on your trip. You come back, you feel relaxed, rejuvenated, you're going on. So everything's okay. You've been looking at these. So fall's coming. You've been looking at these boots. These boots are super cute, super versatile, and they're $150. And you're like, okay, I have the money in my account. I'm going to get it. So you get it, and then what happens? Your account goes negative the following pay period because, of course, rent is due, and you got to pay rent. You need a place to sleep. So you're just like, I really need these boots. So miscellaneous, I'm not going to go out to eat. I'm going to cut back, and I'm only going to spend $100. I hope this like makes sense for you guys and you're able to see like how everything like really has a ripple effect. I didn't put in here, here I also put in you had a friend's birthday that you went out to celebrate, and that was $200. I didn't put like your car breaking down. Out of nowhere your car could break down and you could just have a car repair. And that could be $500 out of nowhere, and that's nothing you even budgeted for. So you can be stuck and like, how am I going to pay for this? And this could come from your savings, like this is why I save for, or maybe you put it on your credit card. That credit card number 2, you thought you were done paying it off. Nope. So maybe this is no longer a car payment because you just put on your credit card, but then you need a reaccount for credit card number 2 because you added another expense. I hope this makes sense on what I'm saying, and it shows you how every day you're living, how everything you're doing has a ripple effect and can affect you down the line. It looks like your account may have money, but then once you account for the other expenses that you have coming up, you actually do not have the money that you thought you did. If you want like this format to be emailed to you, just let me know. My email is down below, and I could definitely just shoot me an email or comment below your email address and I can send it to you. Yeah, free of charge. It's really simple in Excel formulas, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will answer them. And give this video a thumbs up. Thanks, guys. So there's 2 things I forgot to mention. One of the things I forgot to mention, since you went on the trip, you did not work at your part-time job that week, so you're only getting half of that. So that's why paycheck number 2, once you come back from the trip, is actually lower. And another thing I forgot to mention was I update this constantly. So for example, let's say your account now only has $500 in it, and I would change this to account. It's because you already, let's say you already paid for gas, you already did market for both weeks, you already paid rent, or actually, yeah, you did gas for 1 week, you did your market for both weeks, but gas is gonna come up soon. You no longer have paycheck number 2. You already paid your rent, credit, your student loan, and your credit card, and your gym, but you still have your cell phone to pay for. This math might not be exactly correct, but I'm just showing you like how I would update this. And if you like things neat, you can just start moving things up. And just deleting these. And you can move this up if you already have like your paycheck information, but you will get an error message, and this is what I want to show you, the error and how to fix it. So you'll get this message because you took out the actual addition that was there, which was paycheck 2, so you would just remove that part and just have subtraction, and it's all fixed. And for example, let's say it's now February 14th and you want to update this. You can just highlight both, you go to edit, and you want to delete columns A and B, and then you're going to get 2 error messages, one for the dates because this was adjusted every 2 weeks. Oops, did not do that year correctly. So the dates are now fixed, and then this gives you an error because it was accounting for what you previously had in your account, so you would just take out this section, and you can always just update this to account and how much you have in your account, and maybe you no longer have your paychecks. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please comment below. I would love to hear any questions that you guys have. And thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, more videos to come. Bye, guys.